Another hot topic this week has been the infamous wheelbarrows. And director, if we have some of those memes, this would be the time to get them coming through. But I don't know what your take was. I mean, I remember seeing that story in the Standard, and it was on somewhere like page 19, 20. And it was one of those stories behind there, but I'd not have expected it to, you know, raise so much uproar. But anyway, your take on it?
Your people.
My people.
Your people.
Judy.
Let me just clarify. I'm from Busia County.
However,
it's a separate county. It's not. Was that Bungoma?
That is Bungoma.
That was just madness. You know, like total madness. Like you just wonder what on earth. Why would you do that?
109,000
for a wheelbarrow. I think this government has got money to waste, and teachers have not been paid. It's crazy. I don't get it.
Where it can make for you, chai.
I know. No, surely you should have some.
The tea is being served
in wheelbarrows.
The
justification apparently was that they're made of stainless steel, because they were going to be used in kichinjio. But of course, that even if it was, if that be the case, 109,000.
No, which kichinjio? The chicken.
Maybe it cooks the nini for you.
We don't know the chicken.
No, I mean kichinjio there in Bungoma itakwania. If it has to be the chicken one. Ama those cuckoos are not even chinjuan. The cuckoos are
being
they are battered.
That whole story was just fake.
No. Last thing is that my take is that those guys should be given those wheelbarrows as retirement gifts. Yeah, and just sent home. Yeah. Because our MCAs are just out of control in this country. Our MCAs, they're the sleaze of, you know, they're the scum of politics. If politicians are scum, these are the crudest, the most illiterate, the one who cannot battle for anything like MP. Yeah, these are these kanjo
side mirrors, yo.
So they land there.
Oh,
look at that.
Why does it have side mirrors? It has side mirrors.
No,
seriously. 9,000. If you didn't have side mirrors, I'd be very upset.
So, but where's the alarm?
Jimmy, you should resign from that. You should seek.
We can have another one.
What's that?
Yeah, there are quite a number of memes.
Yes, side mirrors, so that when you're running, you can watch.
You're able to.
It's like the Batmobile. You can just call it and be like wheelbarrow, and it comes.
You see now, that's a big black one. You know, it's got that underlight.
This one has got a steering.
Yo. I'm driving.
Yeah, I'm driving, baby. I'll call you back later.
You call swag.
Oh, no. Okay, I just can. Well, it has to be.
And by the way, now that there's a wedding there, we will talk about that later. But there you go, that's a stainless steel one. But of course, bringing to light also another very serious issue really in the devolvement or devolved government. Because by the time that process, I know the governor is not in charge of procurement, but by the time that process of procurement goes through and you sign for a wheelbarrow at 109,000, really? Like that?
Yeah.
And I was just reading, Migori County want to go to Dubai to learn about waste disposal for 5 million.
5 million shillings.
They'll carry the waste in those mkokoteni.
No, they're the waste.
No,
those wheelbarrows.
They're the pieces of waste. Yeah? So they want to go and learn how to get rid of themselves.
And then Embu MCs want to go and retreat for, I think, the 55th time this year. And what is happening?
No, your people are already in Kisumu.
We moved on
retreating.
From
no, you have no Busia. You came, you were honest here and said Busia. So Busia people are in Kisumu.
Nairobi County.
They're checking how somebody, I think, broke into their governors.
Oh, yes, oh, yes.
I mean, like, you have to go and check it in Kisumu.
No, but you have to.
How?
But
no, but it comes back to
the money is there.
Oh, okay.
So it needs to be spent.
Yeah. I mean, you can't spend it on the citizens.
No, but back to those,
I mean, when will you ever get a chance to take trips anywhere?
When you're an MCA.
When you're an MCA, why send, if we are 4 of us, why send Angel to Dubai to learn anything, to bring us back a report, when we can all go to 5 different places? I can go and lounge in Brazil and learn about waste disposal in Sao Paulo.
When you're part of the waste.
That is really wasteful, really. But this began, if you remember, after the promulgation of this constitution, there was an issue about whether we totally understood some of the representation that we really agitated for, and whether the qualifications that we had given them was enough for them to understand the magnitude of the job. I think now we know that there are some areas we need to nip and tuck.
No, but those are just Kenyans taking advantage, I guess. It comes back right back to us. Why is a guy quoting 109,000 for a wheelbarrow which he knows costs 2,000 or 5,000? That's an
Because
ordinary
like Mike
Kenyan.
said, just think
whatever.
about, let's say Mike is the governor. Then I go to him, I tell him, Mike, I have a wheelbarrow for 190. Then he says, Smith, what's on it? Then I say, oh, this wheelbarrow.
It's got rims,
yeah,
side
it has rims,
mirrors.
yeah, it has side mirrors.
It's got a tint.
Yeah, it's got a tint.
Where?
Then Usiku, it has another bluish light like a disco. You can then go to the disco
But a
with it.
disco hydraulic,
It's a pimped
you can
wheelbarrow,
just
yeah?
see.
I mean,
Right
because
in
that's
there.
how those wheelbarrows
And
are.
you won't
They
get
put
cancer
side
on
mirrors.
top of it.
Then you're like, yeah, okay, fine. I think
Justified.
I'll sign off on it. You know what's going on there? We are on Mike's case. If we are the MCAs, we are threatening Mike at that point, like, if you're not signing off on
signing
this,
this thing.
we'll do what happened in Makueni.
But that's why...
And only Kivuta Kibwana has managed. I mean, that's why Kivuta sort of like got his government, like he did a devolved suicide. He said, no, I'm not signing off on anything. And Makueni came down.
That's what they should... I'm sorry, that's why you're a leader. You're a leader to lead. So if people are going to impeach you, whatever it is, because of corruption, then take your stand and don't do it. You can't say people are on your case, therefore I signed for 109 or whatever it is you're signing for. That's why you're paid the big bucks. That's why you're in office. To make
But
a difference.
evidently there is a lot. I mean, like now, is it in Embu where there is a gate that is going to cost 9 million?
That gate.
The gate to
I
heaven,
don't know,
like
yeah.
9
I think,
million.
have you seen
Yeah,
it
the
in
Pali
heaven? Have you
Gate,
seen it?
the Pali
The
Gate.
pearly gate.
Unfortunately, it's not the pearly gates of heaven. It's still very much
I mean,
here
like,
on
I
earth.
was in Embu, and
Still
Embu
young.
is no heaven.
With the backlight.
And I will not even be surprised if it's not even an automated gate. I'm sure there will be a watchy that
which
open
No,
it.
it had a gatehouse and it had a nice little thing on top of it. It was quite pretty.
It looks pretty.
It has a house.
looks quite like
It's
a
a gate
small
that-
watchman's house. And
Still,
It comes together with it.
Watchman's house for
A
like
watchman's house for 9 million.
But the gate is still, it wasn't automated. I think
And
it-
the governor came out to defend and say...
To defend the gate.
Yes, to defend and say, look, you guys are making noise for nothing.
This gate
Really,
is
this
looking
gate
good.
is justified because we took up a property that had not been developed and we are now making it, we're souping it up.
Okay.
So now, do those things really cost that much, or is that just a way to cover up the
No,
funds?
are you really asking that?
And then, no, like sometimes I just really need to know. I need to hear a yes or a no. Like, is that gate actually going to cost that guy 9 million?
Or a wheelbarrow 100.
well, maybe
Yeah.
it was non-casino.
Then why make it seem so ridiculous that, oh, okay, let me hide this money and say it was my gate?
No, because
Like,
they just do
what are you
that.
thinking?
They've been behaving badly for too long, and they didn't think. Like you said, you saw that story in page 19. You know, like somewhere where you would think it is just those crazy Monday situations where it's not true.
Not
But then it
important.
turns out that it's true.
Yeah.
And I think the citizenry needs to be angry enough to
Yeah.
be able to question it
Yeah.
and not allow this to happen.
I'm very angry because as a taxpayer, we're each paying, yeah, the time you're feeding, government is like a big baby with a big mouth at one end and something at the bottom that is just huge waste. Yeah, government is an esophagus. If I remember my biology, an alimentary
Biology
canal.
now.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, hey, okay.
Our government.
Mika.
So do you know you spend more on the government than you do on your children?
Okay,
I
but
look at my daughter and then what you pay in tax and then it's equal. So we are supposed to love our government
no, but
the way we love our children.
But
because
there's
they are
also the flip
citizens.
side that all these guys who are in leadership are just a selection of us.
Yeah.
It's us who are just represented. Given an
Because we voted
opportunity,
there.
We do the
maybe
same
we'll just
thing.
do the same thing.
and then you pay taxes, and then you still go and bid for a wheelbarrow for 109,000, and you're also paying taxes. So how daft are you?
Yeah.
No, so what
So
are we?
it's
You
just
can't-
going
yeah,
round
it's
in
going
circles.
round and
Yeah,
round.
it's a
You can't
vicious
be-
So in,
circle.
in short, what's the
Stop.
way forward? Should we just remove all these guys come 2017? And if
But
we
we
do,
bring in a new law.
We always say
It's-
that,
our
though.
institutions are not working. This ethics, anti-corruption, and so on, they end up themselves inside the,
Rita,
the
it's us.
politics.
I can't
No,
say
it's
us.
us.
I don't think we can say institutions, structures,
us.
government, whatever. It's just us.
It begins with us.
Yes, we're just corrupted.
But he's also
Morally.
right. If the roles precedes the structure, what can happen? You can pick anybody and put them in. If that structure is not robust enough, we will fail as a nation. But look
Like
at places
China.
like Switzerland.
Yeah.
It doesn't
really?
matter
We can't
who
be
the
Switzerland.
president is.
No, but China
The
harms
structure
people.
is more powerful
Yeah.
than
But
the
this
role.
is why we thought the constitution
China-
was going to
You will
structure
conform.
us. But it's
Wait, the Chinese who are building us roads hang people. Eh? You can be as corrupt as you want, but they have limits. You have 10 years if you steal $10 million. For real, there is a structure. If you become a billionaire and then you fall out with the system, they've hung people, including this year. I think this year it's like 5 people, including governors of provinces. Yeah. So there needs to be political will right at the top, because even if we make noise in studio, we are not in the system. Even if we say that we are elected, we do the same thing. You need a Kagame sort of situation approach, a true zero tolerance approach.